Assalamu alaikum dear students. We are studying new syllabus mathematics book 2. It's chapter number 1, which is direct and inverse proportion. Today in lesson number 4 we will solve some questions of exercise 1b, and in this exercise there are problems of direct proportion, and we will solve these questions by using algebraic method, which is the need of Cambridge O level. Question number 1 of this exercise is, if x is directly proportional to y cube. Look, directly proportional variables are changed only. On the left hand side there is x, and on the right hand side now there is y cube. So x is directly proportional to y cube, and you are given the values of x and y, and you are asked to solve these parts for this question. Now since x is directly proportional to y cube, so this statement can be written in mathematical form as we did in exercise 1a. X is equal to k times y cube. So we will name this as exercise equation number 1, and we will put the values of x and y in this equation. We get x is 32 equals to k into 2 to raise power 3, 2 cube, and 2 cube is 8. So 32 divided by 8 is equal to k. From here we get the value of k, which is equal to 4. Now we will put this value of k in equation number 1, and we get x is equal to 4y cube. This is the answer of your part number 1. So in Cambridge, the questions sometimes are asked like this, that you are asked to find an equation connecting x and y. Then we have to solve this by using algebraic method. Otherwise you can solve the questions by any of the method which I have told you, unity method or proportion method. Sometimes you are asked to find an equation connecting x, y and k. Then it will be this equation. So your answer for that in that case will be x is equal to ky cube. But if you are asked to find an equation connecting x and y, then you have to find the value of k by putting the values of x and y given in the first statement. Solving, you will get the value of k, and you will put the value of k in this equation number 1 to get an equation which has x and y only, but there is no k. So this is the answer of part 1. Now using this equation number 2, we will solve the other parts. In part 2 we will put y is equal to 6 to find the value of x in equation number 2. When we will put y is equal to 6 here, we will get x is equal to 4 into 6 to raise power 3, 6 cube, and 6 cube is 216. So this will give us x is equal to 4 into 216. Multiplying 216 by 4, you will get x is equal to 864. So this is the answer of part 2. When y is equal to 6, we get the value of x, which is 864. Now we will solve part 3. In this you are given the value of x, which is 108. We will put this value of x in this equation number 2 to get the value of y. 108 is equal to 4y cube. Now we will divide 108 by 4 to get the value of y cube. The value of y cube is 27. We need to find the value of y. So to find the value of y, we will take the cube root on both sides. This is y cube. So removing cube, we will take cube root on both the sides. Then we will take cube root of this 27. It will give us 3. And cube root of y cube is y. So the value of y is equal to 3 when x is equal to 108. Now we will draw the graph. This is not necessary at this level. We will study this topic of graph in detail in the later chapters. But I'm giving you an idea of drawing the graph. Because you are asked to draw the graph of x against y. In this equation, variables are x and y cubed. So you need to draw the graph against x and y cubed. You will take two values. When y is equal to 0, y cube will also be equal to 0. And putting y cube equal to 0 in this equation, we will get x is equal to 0. So there are two values, the y cube 0 and x is 0, because we need to draw the graph against x and y cube. And when y is equal to 2, putting y is equal to 2 here, y cube will be equal to 8 and the value of x will be equal to 32, because 4 into 8 will give you 32. Now we will plot these two values. When y cube is equal to 0 and x is equal to 0 and y cube is equal to 8 and x is equal to 32 on the graph. This is your graph. On x-axis we have taken y cube because y cube is independent variable. In this equation, when you will change the value of y cube, the value of x will change. So value of x is dependent on the value of y cube. So independent variable on x-axis and dependent variable on y-axis. On y-axis we have taken x and on x-axis we have taken y cube. And label this graph. On x-axis we have taken 5 small square equals to 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. And along y-axis we have taken 5 small square equals to 10, 10, 20, 30 and 40. Now because our first point is y cube 0, x 0, x 0, y cube 0. Both are 0 at this point. And when y cube is 8, x is 32. This is the second point. So we will join this point and this point to get this straight line, which is the graph of x is equal to 4y cube. Hope this is clear. Now let's question number 2. In this question, z square is directly proportional to w. Now variables are changed. On the left hand side there is z square and on the right hand side there is w. So taking this statement, we will form an equation and then we will answer these parts. So since z square is directly proportional to w, so we will write this statement in mathematical or algebraic form as z square is equal to kw. Z square is I is missing here. Z square is equal to kw. Writing this statement in algebraic form, we get this equation. Now to find an equation connecting w and z, we need to find the value of k. To find the value of k, we will put the value of z and w which are given in the first statement. We will put these values in this equation and we will get z. The value of z is 4, so we get the square of 4 equals to k times 8, and 4 square is equal to 16, k and 16 over 8, this 8 is divided by this, 16 over 8 is equal to k, and from here we get the value of k which is equal to 2. We will put this value of k in this equation number 1 to get the answer of part 1. So z square is equal to 2w. This is an equation which connects w and z. So this is the answer of part 1. So you will write this answer in the answer space as I have explained in lesson number 1, the introduction of mathematics. Now let's solve its part 2. Part 2 is same as we are given the value of w which is 18 and we are asked to find the value of z. So we will put this value of w in this equation to get the value of z. So this is z square is equal to 2 times 18. Z square is equal to 36 because we need to find the value of z and there is z square. So we will take square root of both on both the sides. So taking square root on both the sides, we will get z on this side, and square root of 36 is 6. So when we take the square root of any number, we write plus and minus sign with that answer. So square root of 36 is plus minus 6. So value of z when the value of w is 18 is equal to plus minus 6. Now its third part, we are asked to find the value of w when the value of z is equal to 5. So we will put this value of z in this equation number 2. 5 square, because z is equal to 5 is equal to 2w, and 5 square is equal to 25. 2w, not 25 divided by 2 will give us w, and 25 over 2 is equal to 12.5. So value of w is equal to 12.5 when z is equal to 5. Now we will look at its fourth part, which is again graph. Using z scale is equal to 2w, we will find 2 points when w is equal to 0, z scale is equal to 0, and when w is equal to any number, I take 2. So when w is equal to 2, z square is equal to 4. Now we will plot the graph against z square and w, because w is independent variable. With the change in w, the value of z square changes. So w will be taken along x-axis and z square will be taken along y-axis on the graph. Okay, this is w and this is z square. Label these axes. We have taken 10 small square equal to 1, then 2, then 3, and along the y-axis we have taken 5 small square equal to 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now when w is 0, w z square is also 0. W 0, z 0, both 0. So this is point. When w is equal to 2, z square is equal to 4. So another point will be at this place. So we will join these 2 points to get this line. This is question number 2. Hope it's clear. It is same as you have done in exercise 1a. Only there is a change in the variables. So it is given that y is directly proportional to x to the raised power n. Write down the value of n when. These are two cases. It is given that y is directly proportional to x to the raised power n. We will write this statement in algebraic form. Y is equal to k x to the raised power n, because y is directly proportional to x to the raised power n. No, because it is given in part 1 that y meter square, y is the area. Area is represented by y of a square of length x. Y is the area of square of length x. Now if y is the area of square of length x, then what will be the formula? What is the formula to find the area of the square whose length is x? So area of square we know is equal to x square, side multiplied by side, because length of side is x, so x multiplied by x will be equal to y square, x square, sorry, because area is represented by y, so y is equal to x square. This is the equation for the area of the square. Now this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. We are asked to find the value of n. Comparing these two equations, because here y is equal to k x to its power n in equation number 1, and in equation number 2 y is equal to x to its power 2. Left hand side of both the equations are equal, so their right hand side should also be equal. So k x to its power n is equal to x square. So because there is x to its power 2 and there is x to its power n, both will be equal when n will be equal to 2. So the value of n is equal to 2 if y is the area of square of length x in part 1. Similarly, we will solve its second part. In this case, it is given that y is the volume of cube of length x. Cube is a box whose formula to find the volume of cube is length into length into length, because in cube all the sides are equal. So L cube. So the formula when y is the volume of cube, so y is equal to length into length, because length of each edge of the cube is x, so x multiplied by x multiplied by x will give you x cube. Now comparing equation number 1 and equation number 2 as we did in part 1, we will get x k x raised power n is equal to x cube. Both will be equal when the power of x on this side, which is n, will be equal to power on this side of x, which is 3. So the value of n will be equal to 3. If m is the area of square of length n and y is directly proportional to x raised power n, then the value of n will be 2. In case y is the volume, then n will be equal to 3. This is question number 3. So in question number 4, you are asked, for each of the following equations, state the two variables which are directly proportional to each other and explain your answer. In part A, the equation is given y is equal to 4x square. Look, when y is directly proportional to x raised power n, we write y is equal to kxn. So which are two variables which are directly proportional? Y, which is on the left hand side, and x raised power n, which is being multiplied with a constant. This constant k may be any number. In this case, part A, y is equal to 4x square. So variables are 4, y and x square, and in place of k there is 4. So we will tell which two variables are directly proportional in each part, and we will give the reason. As we know that when two variables are directly proportional, the ratio between them is constant. Okay, when y is directly proportional to k to its power n, then y over x to its power n will be equal to k. Y in the previous questions we have done like this. So in part 1, two variables which are directly proportional are y and x square. Because when we will divide both sides by x square, we will get y over x square is equal to 4 constant. So in this equation, ratio between these two variables is constant. Y over x square is constant. That is why y and x square are directly proportional. In this case, B part, y and square root of x, y and square root of x, because this 3 is a constant which is being multiplied by this. So two variables which are directly proportional are y and square root of x. Why? Because the ratio between these two variables is a constant number, which is 3 in this case. And for C part, y square is equal to 5x cube. 5 is constant, so y square is equal to constant times x cube. So we can say that y square and x cube are two variables which are directly proportional, and its reason is because ratio between y square and x cube is equal to 5, which is a constant. And in D part, p cube is equal to q square. P cube and q square are two variables which are directly proportional, because the ratio between p cube and q square is equal to 1. When you will divide both sides by q square, you will get p cube over q square equal to q square over q square. Q square will be cancelled with q square and you will be left with 1. So this is why we can say that the variable on the left hand side and right hand side, which is being multiplied by a constant, are directly proportional to each other. So this is your question number 4. In question number 6, if q is directly proportional to p minus 1 square, and q is equal to 20 when p is equal to 3. Find the values of p when q is equal to 8. Now in this case, in this question, you are not asked to find the equation connecting q and p. So you can solve this question by proportion method as well, but because we are doing the questions with the algebraic method, so we will follow the same method so that there should not be any confusion. Because in this case you are asked q is directly proportional to p minus 1 whole square. So this quantity is directly proportional to this quantity. So we will write this statement in mathematical form as q is equal to k times p minus 1 whole square. This is your equation number 1. Put the value of q 20 and value of p 3 in this equation number 1 to get 20 k 3 minus 1 whole square. 20 is equal to k, 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 square. 20 is equal to 2 square 4k, and 20 over 4 is equal to 5. So the value of k is equal to 5. Because we are asked to find the value of p when q is equal to 8, and we are not asked to write an equation or find an equation connecting p and q. So we will straight away put the value of k and value of q here in this equation to find the value of p, like this. Put q is equal to 80 and k is equal to 5, which we have just calculated in equation number 1. We get q 80 equals to 5 into p minus 1 whole square. So we need to find the value of p. This is within the bracket, and this bracket is being multiplied by 5. So before removing this bracket, we need to remove this 5 from here. So when we will bring this 5 from right hand side to left hand side, on this side it is being multiplied with it, and on this side it will be divided. 80 divided by 5 is equal to this. 80 divided by 5 is equal to 16, is equal to p minus 1 whole square. So to remove this square, we will take square root on both sides. Square root of 16 is 4. Because we are taking square root, so we will put both the signs, plus and minus, is equal to p minus 1. So there are two values of 4. P minus 1 is equal to either plus 4 or minus 4. So p minus 1 is equal to plus 4 or p minus 1 is equal to minus 4. When you will transfer minus 1 from this side to this side, it will become plus 1. So 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. And when you will transfer minus 1 from this side to this side, it will become plus 1. So minus 4 plus 1 will be equal to minus 3. So these are the values of p and p when q is equal to 80. These are two values. Look at this. In the question it is stated that find the values of mean there are more than one values. If it is written that find the value of p, then you may not take plus or minus sign, or you may be asked to find positive value of p, then you will take only positive sign. So this is question number 6. In question number 7, you are given a statement and a table is given. This type of question you have done in exercise 1A as well. You need to complete this table. It is stated that y is directly proportional to x cube. Complete this table. So in the same way which we have did in exercise 1A, because this statement is given y is directly proportional to x cube. So we will write this statement in mathematical form, and now from the table we will put those values in which both x and y are given, because the value of x is given and value of y is also given. We will put x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 648 in this equation to find the value of k. Y is 648, k is equal to 6 cube. 6 cube is equal to 216. Then we will multiply 6 3 times. 6 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 6, you will get 216. Dividing 648 by 216, we will get 3. So 648 divided by 216 is equal to 3. K is equal to 3. Put this value of 1 in this equation to get a relation between x and y. Y is equal to 3x cubed. Now from using this equation number 2, we will find the missing values of x and y. So first we will take x is equal to 3. When x is equal to 3, put this value of x in this equation, we will get y is equal to 3 into 3 to the raised power 3. 3 to the raised power 3 is 27. 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27, 3s are 81. So when x is equal to 3, the value of y is 81. And when x is equal to 4, we will put this value in equation number 2. Y is equal to 3 into 4 to the raised power 3. 4 to the raised power 3 is 64. 4 ones are 4s are 16, 16 fours are 64. 64 multiplied by 3 will give you 192. So when x is 3, y is 81. When x is 4, y is 192. Now we will take this value of y which is given and we will find the missing value of x. When y is equal to 375, putting this value in this equation, we get 375 is equal to 3 times x cubed. Dividing 375 by 3, we get 125. And taking cube root on both the sides, we will get the value of x, because cube root of 125 is 5. Similarly, we will use this value of y to find the value of x. Put y is equal to 1029 in this equation number 2. We get this. Dividing 1029 by 3, we will get the value of x cubed. Now taking cube root on both the sides, we will get the value of x, which is 7. Now we have found the values of y when x is 3 and 4, and values of x when y is 375 and 1029. Putting these values in the respective column, we will be able to complete the table like this. This table is complete. So this is our exercise 1b. You will solve some question as your homework, which is question number 5 and 8. Hope this exercise is clear to you. If you have any then contact me. My profile is this. You are requested to subscribe this channel, please, and do send your problems or confusions at this WhatsApp number or email me to this address. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.